One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the Indianapolis Colts, but with the new addition of Laiatu Latu and AD Mitchell. But if you guys aren't new to the channel, make sure you like and or subscribe. If this video gets to 150 likes, I'll do whatever rebuild the top comment says. But for the overlook of the team, getting AD Mitchell in the second round was a steal for the Colts. I think adding to this receiving core with Anthony Richardson, of course, at the helm, Josh Downs, AD Mitchell, Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, and then JT Woods. He's pretty underrated in real life. Not JT Woods, Jelani Woods, my bad. He's only had 2 years in the NFL. It says 1 year in Madden because we're in the season 2023. But they also got Jonathan Taylor, and whenever he's actually playing football, not negotiating his contract, then the owner, paying out a whale just for the whale to die a couple weeks later, he's actually a good player whenever that stuff doesn't happen. But they got Joe Flacco. I'm pretty sure he has a mentor tag too. He does have the mentor tag, so that will go a long ways in AR's development. The O-line is great for Anthony Richardson. This offense is going to be really, really nice for Anthony Richardson. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I know in his first 4 games of the year, he looks so sick on the Colts. I honestly really like the fit there for him. We got DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, Kwity Paye, Laiatu Latu, who has Superstar Dev, Kenny Moore, Julius Brents. They got Carley's here, Jalen Carley's. Did they get him in the 4th round, 5th round, something like that? I made these rosters, but of course I'm not going to remember each and every round for each and every player. Linebacking core could use some work, but I really like the future of this team. And not only the team, the AFC South, the Colts, the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Titans all look really like very, very bright futures. It used to be one of the weakest divisions in the NFL. Now with all these young quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson, it looks like a really, really nice division up and coming for this team. So I'm actually really excited to do this rebuild. But anyways, guys, apart from that, make sure you like and or subscribe, and let's just move into the midseason mark. And we are 1-6, bottom of the division. My defense, it just sucks. God, I hope it's not one of these rebuilds. That's so frustrating. For the scouting national focus, I'm going to do middle linebacker here. And for the players ready to negotiate, Michael Pittman got a really big contract in real life. I don't know how big, but either way, it's going to be a very player-friendly deal for him. He's going to get around $20 million, $19 million a year, something like that. Taekwon Lewis, not interested in. Trey Sermon, I honestly completely forgot about him. Everyone else here, I'm not interested in. Kwity Paye, honestly, I don't really want to accept his contract. I don't really know how well he's doing in real life. It's just not someone I keep up with. I can't keep up with every single player in the NFL. But Kwity Paye, in Madden, he's young. He has star dev. I don't think I'm going to accept his option. I'd rather just pay him depending on this season and his next season. But apart from that, let's move into the playoffs. And always, these are the exact same schemes and same playbooks I run for every single video, but for some reason, it's different for every team, and I know everyone's going to be like, oh, different playbooks are for different teams. Most of the time in previous Maddens, definitely not, but I guess in this Madden, Buffalo's playbook makes sense. We have a strong defensive line. We have decent DBs. Like, Buffalo's playbook makes sense. Then Dallas offense always makes sense because one of the main devs at EA is just a Cowboys fan, and Dallas playbooks are always good for no reason. 7-10, third in the division. At that point, I would rather just be the worst team in the league, as the Colts, not the Colts, the Titans are 6-11, bottom of the division. 32nd in points per game for my defense. I'm just going to switch to all Dallas playbooks and just see how that works. So same schemes and same offensive playbook. Just going to go with the Dallas defense because, again, Dallas is crazy in simulation for no reason. Oh, well, they have Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is great, but Dak Prescott, he acts like he's Tom Brady in the playoffs in Madden. AR is amazing other than his pass rating. 6th best offense, 29th best defense. 94 pass rating in real life is good. In Madden, not so much, especially whenever you throw 19 interceptions. That's actually crazy, but 28 touchdowns, 4,200 yards isn't bad, but 19 interceptions is completely unacceptable. Jonathan Taylor, 19 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,300 yards. Great season from him. Michael Pittman, 110 receptions, 1,600 yards, 7 touchdowns. Amazing year from him. Josh Downs, 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I actually really like Josh Downs in real life. I'm surprised he fell to the 3rd round in real life. As a Ravens fan, I would be super hyped if we drafted him whenever he did get drafted in the previous year, but still, Josh Downs, I really hope he succeeds there with the Colts. And then Jelani Woods, 7 touchdowns, 600 yards. Alec Pierce got the reps. Dang, I forgot to put AD Mitchell in the slot. That's completely my fault, because in Madden, if you guys don't know, if you're a 4th string receiver, you're used in real life in Madden, as you can see. the AI just doesn't use you. There's no explanation for it either. It's really stupid. Zaire Franklin, 128 tackles for a loss, 18 for DeForest Buckner, sacks, 9.5 for Kwity Paye. So he's going to get a re-sign. I'm not going to accept his option, but he did lead the team in sacks, so that's great. DeForest Buckner, 6.5 sacks, 18 tackles for a loss. This dude gets 18 tackles for a loss whenever I play him like in a regular game. I can never get past this dude whenever I'm running the ball. He's the most overpowered 86 overall I've ever seen in my life. Grover Stewart with 13 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks. Laiatu Latu. I mean, I definitely started him as the edge. Laiatu Latu, 18 tackles for a loss as a rookie is nice, but only 2.5 sacks. For being a pass rusher rather than being a run stopper more like, I would expect more than this, but still, I mean, I guess we still need to give him time to develop, of course. EJ Speed with 4 interceptions, safeties on team defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Eagles with Saquon Barkley beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl 34-31. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP once again, and he wins the Offensive Player of the Year. Mike McCarthy, wow, the coach, Mike McCarthy, the Dallas Cowboys coach, who are rigged to be so good in simulation, wins Coach of the Year. I wonder why. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. I could actually see that in real life. I'm not going to complain about that. Rashee Rice, Rookie of the Year for the Chiefs. More like Prisoner of the Year, dude. Jalen Carter wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Eagles. Obviously, the rookies are screwed up. Obviously, the last year's rookies, the 2023 rookies, and the 2024 rookies are mixed up in this. In the AFC South, Danico Autry and Justin Houston both retire. For the team upgrade, surprise Jonathan Taylor doesn't get Superstar X Factor after having 19 touchdowns. I'm going to make sure to move AD Mitchell up. I can't believe I forgot that. That sucks. But anyways, we're just going to pretend that AD Mitchell had Alec Pierce's stats. So it wasn't crazy, but we'll take it here. And then anyone else for upgrades, EJ Speed goes to star dev. I'm pretty sure he's like 28 years old. So yeah, 29 years old. So that doesn't really matter. And I did have Laiatu Latu at the rush defensive end. Josh Downs was the receiver 2 and in the slot. So I'd rather have AD Mitchell there. I mean, the thing's going to reset anyways. The actual generate best lineup's going to reset. So I don't even know why I'm moving these players around. But not really any upgrades for the team other than EJ Speed, who I don't plan on re-signing. So for now, let's move into the re-signings. For the players who get to negotiate Kwity Paye, I would just like to give him his contract rather than accepting his option and letting his overall increase, because whenever the overall increase, the contract also increases with them. So I'd rather just pay him now while I have the chance before he progresses anymore. Everyone else here I'm not interested in, so I'm just going to move into free agency. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This is an extremely weak free agency class. I don't like anyone here. Nobody wants to be a part of my team. I don't need offensive linemen. I don't need Amari Cooper. I don't need 31-year-old superstar dev Quandre Diggs. Don't really need anyone here. Maybe a strong safety. Am I going to pay for Taylor Rapp or Jaron Curse? No. All these guys are kind of useless to me. I know it's stupid just to pass out on these guys. Maybe I should get some depth. But overall, I don't really like anything here other than maybe some depth at middle linebacker. Maybe Kyrus Barnes on a 2-year deal, I guess, if he accepts this. Sure, I got Kyrus Barnes as depth. I didn't even plan on signing anyone, but just depth at middle linebacker just in case I don't draft a good one. So other than that, not really excited for that free agency. Let's just move into the draft. In the first round, strong safety Daniel Tucker here, A, man coverage, B, play rec, B, pursue. Overall, I mean, 5'11" isn't really the best for a strong safety, but he is 223, good across the board, great acceleration, solid strength, and I'm at the top 10 pick, specifically pick number 10 here. How the board fell, I really only need strong safety, defensive back, and middle linebacker. The next best available middle linebacker is Jarrell Witherspoon, projected maybe second rounder, late first rounder. So I think for now, I am just going to go with the safety. Daniel Tucker here out of Boston College. Normal dev, that blows, but hey, it was the best player available in my opinion. So hopefully he can get a dev within his first year. 89 speed, 92 acceleration. Doesn't look bad for his overall, just again, normal dev as a top 10 pick really blows. In the second round, that middle linebacker left as a top 10 pick. Lance Franklin is the next best guy. Elite speed, runs a 4.4 as a linebacker at 235 pounds. Little light, but A, awareness. I already know he's going to have a high overall. Very balanced skills, elite speed. Lance Franklin here. Wow. I missed back-to-back miss is crazy out of Washington. Of course, why would the guy with A awareness, he's going to have a high overall, why would the guy with A awareness and elite speed as a linebacker have a hidden dev? Why would that happen? Of course, doesn't make any sense. Normal dev for pick number 2. And a swing and a miss for pick number 3 in the third round. Picked up a defensive tackle with elite strength. 99 strength as a rookie is the highest I've ever seen. And the dude has normal dev. 6'3", 338, super slow, 99 strength is nuts, dude. A tackle, I would hope so, dude. You'll just grab someone, rip him in half, then push him to the ground. 99 strength. I've never seen a 99 stat before for any player other than speed for like a 5'8" receiver. 99 strength is a stat that I've never seen, and the dude has normal dev. I swear, all of these guys are going to be like 75 overall, and they're all just going to have normal dev. That's so frustrating. All right, I made the first 4 picks in the draft. Tucker is a 76 overall rookie. That's great for a rookie. I got a 73 overall in the second round. That's also good for a rookie. Carmichael, 99 strength, 72 overall. I got this guy in the 4th because he had 91 speed, 66, that's a miss. Then the AI got the rest of these extras. So my first 3 picks, they're good picks. Just no dev really sucks. It's just really unlucky by me. Year number 2 with the team, but this time we're using the Dallas playbook. I really need to upgrade nothing on offense. AD Mitchell is going to be in the slot this time. I'm going to make sure that he plays. So we're going to move him up. Josh Downs is going to be the number 2, even though he's more suited to be in the slot and AD is more suited to be in the 2. But for now, that's just how it is. Kyrus Barnes and all these guys, I'm going to make sure that my rookie middle linebacker actually starts there. Everyone else looks pretty good. Defensively, the Franklin guy is a 73. I'm going to make sure he starts. And then I'm going to move Kyrus Barnes actually to outside linebacker here. And it's still crazy to me that Carmichael here, Mike Carmichael. All right, he already has Michael in his last name and you named him Mike. Interesting choice, parents. But anyways, Mike Carmichael having 99 strength off the rip is absolutely insane to me. But Tucker, he's a 76. That's a great overall. Franklin, he's going to be starting. We actually have 2 Franklins at middle linebacker, Zaire Franklin and the other Franklin, L Franklin. I already forgot his name, but I'm going to adjust that sub linebacker position. Offense looks great. Finally, AD is going to get some work now that I actually remembered him, and let's move into the midseason mark. Okay, the Dallas playbook seems to be the meta offensively and defensively. I mean, defensively in points per game, we're mid at 18th, but our defensive passing game is 3rd and our defensive rushing game is 5th, so I don't know necessarily how that works. I mean, our offensive passing game is 25th. Our rushing game is doing fine, but then our points per game is 2nd. So again, that makes no sense, but sure, 4-2, top of the division. We could lose it here if we lose to the Jaguars, or we could secure it if we beat them in this week. Scouting national focus, I think I'm going to do outside linebacker, specifically for pass coverage linebackers. For the players ready to negotiate, Kwity Paye, I do want to re-sign long-term. I'll do a 4-year deal with him. Only $9 million a year for an edge rusher that gave me 9.5 sacks. He doesn't want to re-sign. I'll make sure to re-sign him in the next week because I want to simulate that Jaguars game and see who wins. DeForest Buckner, he wants the team to have a franchise QB, so that could change this year. EJ Speed, I don't really want him, but he just wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. I don't really think anyone wants to on their team to change that. And then Deo something. He wants $7 million a year to be a backup. He's not bad. I'm just not willing to give him a contract. Not willing to pay him $7 million a year whenever my starter, Kwity Paye, is getting paid $9 million a year, $10 million a year almost. Well, I'm about to pay him. Then Zaire Franklin, he's about to turn 29. Will Fries, the GOAT. He just doesn't want to be here. I wouldn't mind actually having him on the team, and he only wants a mentor. Okay, I can fix that. Gabe Jackson here is a mentor, so I'm just going to be signing him for Will Fries' contract. So now Will Fries actually has interest for the team. I mean, offensive lineman regression doesn't start, I believe, until 30 or 31. So I'm going to give him a 4-year contract, only $5 million a year for a young right guard. I mean, he's already a 77 overall. Even though he has normal dev, it's fine. He re-signs with the team for the rest of the rebuild. Ryan Kelly is about to turn 32. Actually, no, he doesn't re-sign with the team. He just said, nah, I just gave you what you wanted. All right, I'm going to have to negotiate it in the next week. Ryan Kelly doesn't really want to be here. I mean, he does want to be here, but I don't want him to be because he's about to turn 32 and he's about to drop below an 80 overall. So his usefulness also drops off after that. And then Joe Flacco, what does this man want to stay here? He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. He wants to get a ring being a backup. All right. Anyways, we're going to see if we can beat the Jaguars to see if we can clinch this division. Well, obviously not clinch the division, but, you know, hold on to the division and be at the top of the division. Poor wording by me, but can we beat the Jaguars is the important question. We do. We're 5-2, top of the division, as we beat them 20-13. And once again, I'm going to offer on Kwity Paye. This time, I'm going to do player-friendly, 4-year deal, $11 million a year. He re-signs on that. Next, I'm going to do, where is it? Zaire Franklin actually has a higher interest now. I'm going to do Fries here, give him neutral deal, 4 years, that's long-term, and boost his bonus here. He re-signs with the team. And then finally, Ryan Kelly, I don't want everyone else here. And Joe Flacco, actually, he suddenly has an interest now. After we beat the Jaguars, we suddenly went from not being in the Super Bowl chase to being in the Super Bowl chase. All right, so I'm gonna give him a 2-year contract just because he's a mentor, and I want to stay and I want to keep him on the team for my boy Anthony Richardson, even though their play styles are completely opposite. But anyways, for now, let's move into the playoffs. 11-6, top of the division. The Cowboys playbooks, I mean, the defensive playbooks are kind of mid here. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's better than being last, so I'll take it. Coming off a loss to the Houston Texans, who are here, who actually finished 6-11. Pretty sure their playbooks are terrible in simulation. That's why CJ Stroud is doing bad, which really sucks considering the Texans are going to be a good team in real life. But Anthony Richardson looks like a baller. 6th best offense in the NFL, mid defense. And then Anthony Richardson, still an interception problem, but it's way better than last season with 102 pass rating, 34 touchdowns, 4,100 yards. You can really see his development here. Jonathan Taylor with 12 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,300 yards, less touchdowns, and he had 2 more fumbles than the previous season. But still, I mean, overall, it's a great play. I'm going to keep him, of course. And then Michael Pittman Jr. with almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell, AD Mitchell. Is it Adonai or Adoni? Or I'm stupid. I'm just going to keep calling him AD Mitchell. That's what a lot of people call him anyways. He's a 6'4 receiver, so I should definitely move him to the receiver too and keep Josh Downs in the slot. But still, 15 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. That's worth superstar depth. That's crazy that he's putting up these numbers. Michael Pittman with a great season as well. Josh Downs with 3 touchdowns, 770 yards. And Jelani Woods, arguably a better season, 1 more receptions, and then 30 less yards and 2 more touchdowns. So I would say it's a better season than Josh Downs. But either way, great season from my receivers. Defensively, Lance Franklin, the rookie, with 146 tackles as a rookie is great. 6 tackles for a loss, no sacks, 1 interception, and 9 pass deflections. That's great for a rookie middle linebacker. Tackles for a loss, 21 for DeForest Buckner. Sacks, 8.5 for DeForest Buckner. 6.5 for Laiatu Latu. And after I just paid Kwity Paye $11 million, he said, nah, I don't care, and produces me 3.5 sacks. All right. Julius Brents with 2 interceptions, safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Julius Brents. Can we beat the 9-8 Bo Nix Denver Broncos? I'm pretty sure Bo Nix is cracked in simulation. Yeah. 31-24. Let's move into the offseason. And the Bengals beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins back-to-back league MVPs and Offensive Player of the Year. And Mike McCarthy wins back-to-back Coach of the Year. And Micah Parsons wins back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. That's crazy. Just copy and paste awards there. Buccaneers get the Rookie of the Year in Callum Newberry. Column. I'm just stupid. Either way, Harvey Stuckey for the Ravens. Defensive tackle wins the Rookie of the Year. I don't know why that matters, but either way, no awards here for the Colts. In the AFC South, Calais Campbell on the Titans, Micah Hyde on the Titans, and Joe Flacco, after giving him his 2-year contract, retires. That sucks for us. I'll just sign a new mentor, I guess. For the team upgrades, Anthony Richardson does go up to superstar dev after being top 3 in the league for passing touchdowns, and I believe top 5 for passing yards. So that's great for him. Adonai Mitchell, if I'm saying it wrong, sorry, AD Mitchell, 15 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. He had an amazing starting year here. I'm going to give him it. I know some people may be like, oh, that's cheating. I don't care. It's my video. What do you want me to do? Unupload the video? Just that way I can't give him superstar dev. Anyways, he's going to be a wide receiver too because the dude's 6'4". Josh Downs, I believe, is like 5'10". Yeah, he's 5'10", 175. Definitely fits the slot profile more. And I already know that AD Mitchell is going to get less targets because if you're in the slot, you get significantly more targets in Madden simulation. That's just how it works. But still, Anthony Richardson honestly has an amazing offense around him, especially in the offensive line. DeForest Buckner gets superstar X Factor. And then Jones here. Who is this guy? He looks the exact same as Julius Brents. Jalen Jones gets star dev. Julius Brents. Do these guys look the same or am I tweaking? Julius Brents and Jalen Jones. No, I'm just tweaking. They do not look anything. I mean, one's a little bit, a little bit darker. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get canceled for saying that. But either way, Lance Franklin gets star dev. Tucker, no dev. That's really unfortunate considering he was a top 10 pick. But either way, the team's future looks bright after being 11-6. Let's move into the re-signing. For the players who get to negotiate, DeForest Buckner, I would like back. I'll do a 2-year contract with him, and he wants to play for a new team. I'm going to go scoop him in free agency. I have the money to do it. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Then this guy, he has interest with the team. I'm just not going to pay you $8 million a year to be a backup. Ryan Kelly's down to an 80. I'll get his replacement or something. I have $112 million to spend in free agency, so I'm going to ball out here. I'm definitely going to go after DeForest Buckner too, so let's move into it. So Brandon Ayuk is in free agency. I could get him because he's a stud, but it's like Michael Pittman's a 90+. AD Mitchell has superstar dev, and I like Josh Downs. And as you guys know, receiver 4s do nothing in Madden simulation. Obviously, he'd be receiver 1, but A.D. Mitchell or most likely Josh Downs would have to be pushed down to wide receiver 4. So I'm going to have to pass on him. Chardavius Ward seems actually like a sick signing. He doesn't want state income tax, but hopefully if I just pay him more money, he'll ignore that. So let's see what we have. I did go Chardavius Ward. I got DeForest Buckner. I got Jonathan Jones as well. So we have so much depth at defensive back now. And I got Jake Bailey as a punter. So I think this was a W free agency. I'm in the late first round. Chris Gethers or Gethers. I'm pretty sure it's Gethers here. But 6'2", out of Ohio State, 236. I can never pronounce a name. Elite speed, elite jumping, elite agility. He looks so sick. A zone coverage, B awareness, B tackle. Second or third rounder. I'm going to take the reach here. Oh my gosh, dude. You shouldn't have taken the reach, Vikk. My bad. I'm sorry for assuming the guy with the elite athleticism and then A zone coverage, B tackle, B awareness. I'm sorry that I would assume that this guy would have a dev. My God. Anyways, I'm going to start him where EJ Speed used to start. I'm going to put him at left outside linebacker. God, that's atrocious. Del Baxter, third to fourth rounder. I'm in the late second round. Elite agility, elite acceleration, great jumping, great change of direction, elite speed. I swear. This better be my first hidden dev. I swear to you. Like, I've missed so hard. I'm usually so good at drafting. I know I'm glazing myself, but still. A awareness, A catching, A zone coverage, pass coverage archetype, elites everywhere. This dude has to have hidden dev. Thank you. My God. Right outside linebacker out of Florida. 89 accelerate, not 89 acceleration, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 91 agility at being 6'2", 226 for a linebacker. That's receiver type agility. Dude looks sick. Finally, I get a hidden dev here. I mean, my other rookies did get a dev with Lance Franklin. And in the third round, another middle linebacker just to have more depth because my entire linebacking core just left on me. I mean, I didn't choose to re-sign him, but still middle linebacker Calvin Swinton out of Penn State, 6'1", 235, hidden dev, 91 speed, 89 acceleration. These elite speed linebackers are getting crazy. B block shedding, B man coverage, B hit power. He's actually going to be depth at middle linebacker for me. Now, this is the team after the draft. Yes, I forgot to get a center in the later rounds. It's fine. I have a 72 overall, so it's not the worst thing in the world. A.D. Mitchell is going to be the number 2. Josh Downs is going to be in the slot. I mean, A.D. Mitchell is 6'4", so again, I shouldn't have to explain myself again. Either way, defensively, Baxter is a 72. Swinton is a 72. And then Gethers, oh my gosh, he's actually not that good. He's a 71 overall. I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker over Kyrus Barnes, and I'm actually going to make him the starting sub linebacker just in case he gets a dev in his rookie year. So we're going to start him there. The only hole on this team is maybe strong safety. 78 overall isn't bad. It's just not crazy. Looks like the AI got this depth here at defensive end, Watts. And then my depth, literally all-star devs at defensive back here, which I think is crazy. Really nice depth for the team. I just need my linebackers to progress a little bit better. Kyrus Barnes, I definitely don't want to be the starter here. And then everyone else. Who is Hamlin here? We got DeMar Hamlin. It's Dakota Hamlin out of Washington. Sure, I guess. Don't really need him. He's not even showing up. Actually, he is showing up right here. I'm going to start him over Claxton, I guess, just because he has a dev. Everyone else looks nice. The offense looks clean. I should have got a center, but I'm just going to change the sub linebacker and move into your number 3 for the midseason mark. Also, I can't forget to sign my mentor, so I got my boy Jimmy G here. He's going to mentor Anthony Richardson, of course, just to help boost his XP. Let's go. My defense suddenly sucks again. It's like, oh, well, your linebackers are low overalls. That doesn't mean the rest of my defense should just be atrocious. My defensive passing game, 31st. Why? My defensive backs have so much depth. And they're like, nah, your team sucks because we said so. Scouting national focus. I think it should be a playbook where my team succeeds. That would be pretty cool, but sure, safety. For the players who get to negotiate, my franchise left tackle, player-friendly deal. $20 million a year is outrageous, but I'll give it to him anyways. Julian Blackman. Sure, I only have 1 more year left of the rebuild, so why not just keep you? Probably won't get any better. Braden Smith here. I mean, he doesn't like the scheme fit. I'm going to have to pay him $23 million a year. He resigns. My God. Kenny Moore, I want him back as well. Player-friendly deal. He resigns. Jelani Woods doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want state income tax. I'm going to have to pay him $9 million a year to be mid. Do I really want to do that? Probably not. Alec Pierce, no. Jonathan Jones, honestly, I have so much depth it doesn't matter. Grover Stewart just doesn't want to be here. Kyrus Barnes, I don't need. Jimmy Garoppolo, sure, I'll just sign you for the rest of the rebuild. Hopefully you just don't retire. You probably will. Jelani Woods, you know what? Just F it at this point. I don't care. Sure, we got him back on an overpriced deal. I have $9 million left to spend. It doesn't matter to me. Anthony Richardson, I'll accept his option. And apart from that, after overpaying so many players and my defense still being atrocious for no reason, let's move into the playoffs. Oh yeah, I literally changed nothing about my team, but literally just swapped out the defensive backs. I mean, not the defensive backs. I had more depth at defensive backs, got Chardavius Ward, and then swapped out my middle linebackers for younger dudes that have more potential, and my team went 4-13. Great. I love EA. My defense is just dog shit for no reason, and I never get an explanation why. And I was just told on Reddit that the best teams, the best playbook to run overall was this. So basically what I started with, but instead of vertical zone run, my offense is now spread. And for those of you guys who don't know, your offensive scheme actually affects how your defense plays. For some reason, for some retarded reason, if your offense is really good, your defense will just be bad in simulation, just because that's how it works unless your team is godly on both sides of the ball. So Dallas offense, Buffalo defense, base 4-3, then spread offense. We're going to try that. If it doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you. Stats and awards, Anthony Richardson, not nearly as good. All right, 14th best offense. Defensively, 31st. Makes no sense. 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns. Still has an interception problem. 94 pass rating. Not the best year for him. Jonathan Taylor, 18 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. Only 240 attempts. If my quarterback is throwing so many interceptions, feed this man the ball more, dude. Come on. Receiving-wise, Michael Pittman with 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Josh Downs, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. AD Mitchell, I told you once you take him out of the slot, he's going to have way less production, and he did. 800 yards, almost 900 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jelani Woods. This is the dude that I just paid $9 million a year, and he gives me this. I mean, I guess, sure. Lance Franklin with 139 tackles. Geathers here with 118, 6 tackles for a loss and 1 sack. Tackles for a loss, most on the team is Grover Stewart with 21. Sacks, 6.5 for DeForest Buckner. Quiddy Pay with 5.5. Laiatu Latu, honestly, this is his 3rd season. I'm not impressed. It was like, what, 2.5, then 5.5, and now it's 5. Like, nothing crazy. 4 interceptions for Chardavius Ward. Safeties on the team, 1 for Grover Stewart, 0 defensive touchdowns. Honestly, this is becoming a really disappointing rebuild. We have yet to win a playoff game, and I'm still trying to figure out playbooks because I feel like the only thing EA updates about this game is how to make it more frustrating for every other player. In the Battle of Florida, Miami beats Tampa 35-28. Tua wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins 3 league MVPs in a row. All right. And then Jalen Hurts wins Offensive Player of the Year. There are no awards here for the Colts, unfortunately. In the AFC South, Cody Whitehair retires with the Titans and Mitch Morse retires with the Jaguars. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, what do we got? Franklin is up to a superstar dev, and Geathers goes from normal to superstar dev. So I guess it was a good pick. He's only a 73 overall. My linebackers are low overalls, but I guess I'm just going to have to trade for a stud. DeForest Buckner is down to an 82 overall after I paid him so much money. Jonathan Jones goes up to superstar dev for no reason. I don't really care. I'm probably not even going to re-sign him anyways because I don't really have the money. But anyways, let's move into the re-signings and see what we have. For the player negotiations, we suddenly have $26 million. I'll just accept the option on Anthony Richardson. Then honestly, everyone else here, I'm going to let walk. I now have like a top 5 pick because my team was atrocious, so I'm going to go out and trade for some type of stud. I have pick number 2 in the draft. I'm trading this thing away and going to get a baller. Really? It puts us over the salary cap. You have $2 million left. I'm taking money off your hands. That's such a lame thing in Madden Simulator. Dude, just give me the player. The Saints play over the cap room every single year. What difference does it make? You're in positive cap. Oh, well, we still have to draft players. I don't care. Give me the player. Can I take Javon Hargrave off your hands and his $31 million in dead cap that he has? No, because it's declined and it's obviously too much value now. I just want him so that way I don't have this stupid cap. Oh, wow. Okay, so even taking off $31 million off your hands from Javon Hargrave isn't enough. Wow, thank you, EA. Great game. And this actually goes through even though the Chargers have similar cap space, but now that Derwin is gone, not so much anymore. Derwin James, superstar X Factor, strong safety. So I'm getting their 3rd round pick. They're getting my pick number 2 overall. I need a stud. It's the final year. I don't have time to develop a new strong safety. Now I'm trading away 2 3rd round picks for defensive tackle DJ Reader, so that way I can just have more depth at my line. Now I'm basically giving up the rest of my draft capital, a 2, a 4, and a 5 for 86 overall Eric McCoy at center. This is the team moving into the 4th and final year. Anthony Richardson, you've had so many weapons since day 1. I'm actually going to keep the lineup just like this. I'm not going to move AD Mitchell up. This is what the specialists are like. I'm not changing anything at this point. Like, even why is Chardavius Ward in the slot? I don't even want him in the slot. I'd rather have Brents in the slot, and then Ward, you need to be my number one rather than my slot player. My team looks good. It's a 90 overall team. Derwin James as an addition looks great. I have 2 superstar linebackers here. I mean, the actual superstar abilities do matter in simulation. They're not just for dev. And then 90 overall team. It's the final year. Please, Anthony Richardson, this has to be the year that you clean up the interception problem. And hopefully Reddit was right, because if Reddit was wrong about the playbook, then I'm screwed. So either way, this was also for Madden 24. I made sure of it. Let's move into the playoffs for the 4th and final year. So I guess Reddit is always right, or just for some reason the simulation loves Derwin James, because I don't think Derwin James alone would make my defense go from 31st in the league to the 2nd best in the league. And keep in mind, I'm using the same defensive scheme, the same defensive playbook, and I changed my offensive scheme. That's the only thing I changed, and my team suddenly goes from 4-13, well, from 3-14 to 14-3. Stats and awards, Anthony Richardson, he's a baller now. Is that league MVP? Could potentially be league MVP. No, it's Dak Prescott. Brock Purdy's on the Buccaneers now, and he's 10th for league MVP, so I'm sure he still has an interception problem. 2nd best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 3rd in the league, so that's great. Finally a turn, well, a change for once, but dude, 19 interceptions. Come on. All right. 108 pass rating, 43 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. This is like a Jameis Winston type season. Like, come on, dude. I mean, he didn't throw like 30 interceptions, but still, 19 is atrocious. Then Jonathan Taylor with 16 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry, 1,500 yards. Michael Pittman Jr. with 106 receptions, almost 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Josh Downs, 17 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 99 receptions. He's a fantasy god here, and that's definitely going to be superstar dev. Jelani Woods with 14 touchdowns, 800 yards. That's superstar dev as well. AD Mitchell, nothing crazy. His 2nd year with the team, it was crazy because I put him in the slot, but either way, not a bad run here with the team. Lance Franklin with 129 tackles for a loss, 22 for DJ Reader sacks, 7 for DeForest Buckner, 4.5 for Laiatu Latu. Honestly, I hate to say it, he looks so unbelievably mid or below mid for a top 15 pick in the draft. Or was he pick 15 in the draft? Either way, I'm going to say he's a bust, dude. Like, this looks like backup number stats. I mean, 13 tackles for a loss is nice. 48 tackles, sure. 4.5 sacks for an edge rusher who's never had an injury. I turned off injuries, so it's like, come on, dude. Like, this dude, I think his best season for us was like 5.5 sacks. He's done next to nothing for us. Interceptions, 4 for Derwin James. He's a baller. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Julian Blackman. For the playoffs, who are we going to be playing the divisional round? Of course, I'm going to hop into this because we have yet to win a playoff game. I'm not going to let my 14-3 season end to the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Miami Dolphins, and Tua. So let's see if we can beat them to move on to the conference championship. Here we are against the Miami Dolphins. They're going to open up with nothing. We're going to start with 7 against them. Our defense is holding out very well. 10-0 starts. They still haven't scored any points. 17-0 start, 3-score game, shutout in the first half from our defense. They're playing amazing here. 24-0, shutout in the first 3 quarters for the Dolphins. They finally score 6, don't get the 2-point conversion, and the defense reigns supreme. 24-6 as the Indianapolis Colts are moving on to the conference championship. And we are here to face the 11-6 Baltimore Ravens. They're only an 84 overall team. We're 7 overalls higher. Of course, the AI doesn't care about that. Let's move into it. Here we are against the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to open up with 3. We're going to respond with 7 as we take the lead. They're going to take the lead right back. 17-7. Nice comeback from the Ravens. 24-7. Offense produce some numbers and defense start holding here. Nice comeback from the team. 21-24. We make the comeback now from a 3-score deficit. 31-24. 31-31. What an absolute baller game. Just run the ball. I don't know what the AI is doing here. Just run the ball, dude. I'm actually going to run a screen here with Jonathan Taylor and then let this go down to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 3. I'm going to run it here with Jonathan Taylor. Literally everyone let Roquan Smith free. Who allowed that? I'm going for this. I don't even care. No, I'm not punting on my opponent's 48-yard line. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I could just cheese roll out here with Anthony Richardson, so I think that's what I'm going to do if they don't have a spy. It's not really a spy. That's zone coverage. That's an easy first down for Anthony Richardson. I should have just slid so that way I can run the clock, but still, I want to at least be in field goal range. Now all we got to do is just run the ball here with Jonathan Taylor up the middle, fighting guys off. Second down and 2, right back to Jonathan Taylor. He's going to power forward, but it leads to a 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1 to Jonathan Taylor here up the gut. He's going to get a 1st and 10, and that should be the end of the game. I'm just going to power forward with these runs. They have no timeouts to ice me, and I'll just kick the field goal and move on to the Super Bowl. Final run for Jonathan Taylor, right up the middle. He's not going to fight too much, but it's 3rd and 1. We're going to go up for the field goal. It is the game-winning kick for Matt Gay here. The Gay puts it through 34-31 against the Baltimore Ravens, and we're going to be moving on to the Super Bowl in the 4th and final year, whenever all hope seemed lost here, and then Anthony Richardson continues his interception problem. Despite throwing 19 interceptions, we're still going to be moving on to the Super Bowl with the Indianapolis Colts. Here we are in the Super Bowl to face the 11-6 Los Angeles Rams. Who is their new starting quarterback? I know it's not Matthew Stafford. Dontrell Wilkins here out of Cincinnati. Stardev. I guess he's just a reincarnated Desmond Ridder with 95 speed. Put this dude at receiver. My God, they just got Lamar Jackson part 2. His accuracy, like literally look at his accuracy. He has 95 throw power, 95 speed. His accuracy is so, I mean, I was about to say below average. 78 deep accuracy for being a 90 overall is so bad. I mean, his short accuracy is a 96 with the boost. His awareness isn't that crazy, but that's actually a surprisingly good player other than his deep ball. For the team upgrades, Anthony Richardson doesn't get upgraded, of course, because he threw 19 interceptions. JT gets superstar X Factor. Josh Downs gets superstar dev. Jelani Woods gets superstar dev. Defensively, Laiatu Latu has been a superstar dev. And then Chardavius Ward gets superstar dev. And everyone else here looks good for the final season. I'm glad I traded for Derwin James. I'm glad I went all in on this season. I just got a new defensive tackle, a center, and Derwin James. But anyways, let's see if we can beat the Rams' auto-generated quarterback and cap off this rebuild with a Super Bowl win. Here we are against the Rams. They're going to open up with a punt. We're going to respond with nothing, and they had a turnover, and they capitalized 3 on us. We still haven't scored anything in the second quarter. Finally do. 7-10 here, 10-10. Nice comeback. 17-10, getting our first lead of the game. They're going to tie it up 17-17. We're going to open up the half with 7. They're going to respond with 7. Back and forth. 31-24. Defense hold. 31-31. Offense scores another touchdown. Scores another touchdown. That should seal it. That was the dagger. The Rams choked. They turned the ball over. We got the ball right back. I didn't even need to hop in. Huge domination by our offense. Defense allowing 31 points is kind of crazy, but they did clutch up in there in the end, getting that turnover. 45-31 as your Indianapolis Colts are Super Bowl champions. I honestly expected this to be a fail rebuild with how the playbooks went, but I guess Reddit clutched up for me. Your Super Bowl MVP is Anthony Richardson. Dak Prescott was the league MVP. Sure, dude. I mean, we win Coach of the Year as well. There are no other awards here for the Colts, but that will be a successful rebuild. Make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Comment down below which team you want me to rebuild next. I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.